Alright everyone, this is the time right now, and I've actually been trying to put this video off for as long as possible, but I wanted to make sure that you guys are prepared, and I wanted to put out the info for you as well, because this is the time that I would say if you haven't started already, you're going to want to consider saving for Lost Vein Meliodas. Now, Lost Vein Meliodas, of course, is the most powerful unit in the game. He is a game changer. I'd go so far as to say easily the #1 game changer and a massive meta shift when he comes out. With all that being said, when he does come out, you're going to want to be prepared. You're going to want to have the gems to actually summon on his banner and make sure that you get him. Now, in the JP version of the game, and I'll put this screenshot up so that you guys can see, the banner actually came with a guarantee of getting him with 900 gems. Now, I wish I could say with 100% confirmed certainty that the global version of the Lost Vein banner is going to be the same as the JP version. I think there will be a lot of outrage if Lost Vein drops and there's no guarantee system like we see on JP, but who knows? It's really tough to say, and it's not confirmed. Either way, though, you really want to do whatever you can to prepare yourself as best as possible. And with how powerful of a unit he is, I would say 900 gems is probably the bare minimum that you want to have for when he comes out. Now, obviously, if you're a pay-to-play player, you don't really have to worry about this as much. If you don't have the gems or if you don't get lucky, you can always go with the other option in order to get him. But for free-to-play players, that's just quite simply not an option. And especially if you have bad RNG or if we don't have the pity system, it's going to take an insane amount of gems, and gems take a while to save. This is why I wanted to put a video out there right now rather than waiting until we have more information. Because when we do have confirmed information about Lost Vein Meliodas, there's not going to be enough time to save up. Free-to-play players, it'll probably be a couple weeks, maybe even only 1 week by the time that there's an official confirmation to when his banner actually drops. And realistically, how many gems can you actually save in 1 week? I'll tell you the answer, not anywhere close to enough to give yourself a good chance in order to get him. So I wanted to put a video out there at roughly a time where we could see him anywhere from a few weeks away to a few months away. I don't think it's going to be any longer than that. And if you're wondering the answer why, all you have to do is really take a look at the pace that Global has been going at. We've been going at a crazy, crazy pace. And not only have we been going really quickly, but there's really not a whole lot of insanely hype units to actually come out before Lost Vein Meliodas in the timeline. Now, there are still additional units that they absolutely could release, but key on the hype units, right? And we've already seen on Global that the release order for banners, they generally tend to go with really, really hype units and then maybe, 1 week or so of a non-hype unit. But this so-called slow period, we've never really seen it. And I don't think that we're going to actually see it at this point. I think it's just kind of accepted now that this is the pace of the game that Global is going to be going up until the point of Lost Vein Meliodas. I think it would be a disaster. Netmarble, for their money, for their wallets, for everything, the player base, it's not like they're all of a sudden going to enter this 2-month slow period before Lost Vein Meliodas and start to release all these old units. I think it's more realistic that we're going to kind of see them in between the hype banners or added as other ways to actually get them, maybe hawk passes or something of that nature. But we do still have a couple of hype units that absolutely should be coming out before Lost Vein Meliodas. Not confirmed, but they should be, such as Esterosa, such as Derriere. We've got Blue Easton as well. But if you go through and take a look at all the other units, at this point, especially considering the release order that we've seen, Attack on Titan coming out right after JP, it's very well possible for Lost Vein to drop sometime in the next couple of weeks to in the next couple of months. It's a broad generalization, but it's not going to be too much sooner than that. It's not going to be too much later than that. And that is the perfect time frame for free-to-play players to, if you haven't started to now, really save up those gems. And, 1,000 gems is kind of the benchmark that I would say. We can't really 100% know that the 90 gem guarantee is coming, but with 1,000 gems, even if it's not, that gives you something like a 90% or so chance in order to get him. If you want to go the extra mile and save up even more, that's totally fine. You could never be too safe with a unit like Lost Vein Meliodas. But, you know, if you come into this banner with just a couple hundred gems, you're really giving yourself a very high chance of not being able to get Lost Vein before the banner ends. Now, another thing that I really want to mention is this timeline of the meta shift. And obviously, Lost Vein Meliodas is going to be a major meta shift when he actually comes out. And if you guys still think that he's going to be even longer than, you know, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, couple months, whatever that is, let's just kind of go through here and take a look at all the things that have happened in the game in the last couple of months, you know, the last 4 to 6 to 8 weeks. And it's been crazy how much has happened and how many times the meta has shifted just in the last couple of months. That's why I say it's very well possible that we see Lost Vein Meliodas in the next couple of months. And what I actually did to kind of go through this is take a look at my own videos here and going through, you know, when certain units were released as to when those videos were put out there. And it's kind of weird. I know it's a little bit strange to kind of go through this and realize it, but not that long ago, I remember putting out this video here of getting a whole bunch of Pierce rate for Blue Lilia. This was only, what, 5 to 6 weeks ago or so? And this is just when Pierce became, you know, a very viable comp, is when we actually got Blue Lilia. And there has been a lot that has happened in the game since Blue Lilia. Since then, we had, of course, Red King, we had Red Escanor, and the meta has shifted several times since then. So, you know, kind of looking at this in perspective and how quickly things have been going, it's easy to see that in the next 6 weeks or so, we could see a lot of these really hype units come out that we still haven't seen, as well as Lost Vein Meliodas. So if we go through here, just kind of going through a couple of the units that we still haven't seen. We still haven't seen Monspeed. You know, at this point, he could be coming up in a, you know, non-hype banner, kind of in between a hype banner and another hype banner, or maybe we start to see some of these units added to other areas of the game. We still haven't gotten, let's see, going through here, Gloxinia is another one. Kind of on that same level of hype, I guess you could say, as Monspeed. There's definitely people who want these units, but they're definitely not as hyped as other units as well. Let's see here. We haven't gotten a lot either. We did get Red Escanor. This is the Red Escanor update for the JP version included the New Year's update, so not too sure exactly what they're going to do with those, whether they're going to wait until New Year's or whether they're going to release them some other way, because of course the pace that we're moving also kind of makes other units, it makes them more difficult to release, because if we move too far ahead, then a lot of the previous units, it becomes difficult to know what to do with them, because people obviously aren't going to want to summon on them as much if they're very weak in comparison to the stuff that we are getting. Bellion, and then of course we have Red King, and then the Esterosas, right? This is another hype one. I think we could definitely be seeing the Esterosas and the Derrieres, both the red and green, dropping in banners in the next month or so. And I think they're going to follow that same trend as the Melasculas, where they release the, you know, the regular version and the coin shop version in the same banner. And then obviously one of them is going to go to the summoning pool, and then the other one will become available in the coin shop a few weeks later. Now, a unit that I'm personally really looking forward to is Blue Easton. I think Blue Easton is definitely very hype because she is really, really good, actually. She's got a very solid skill kit, and she also has the attack-related stats buff. So if you use somebody like Green Helbram, which probably doesn't get a ton of use, but is definitely very useful in situations because his buff, her other card feels to be generally more useful than Helbram's other card in a lot of situations, right? Helbram has his poison, his AoE poison there, but Easton has an AoE that does more straight-up damage, but also it has the ultimate gauge fill on rank 2 and rank 3. Now, another really big thing is her actual passive is going to increase her basic stats based off of buffs. And that's really huge. That's going to give her a lot of extra stats, allowing her to not only do more damage, of course, but also stay alive to be able to provide her buffs even longer. So that, as well as the additional ultimate fill for her ultimate, I think she sees a bit more utility use than somebody like Green Helbram, so I'm very excited about that, and I'm really hoping that we see something similar to Valenti and Blue Lilia, where she's on a step up that has a lot of extra value as well. So as a pay-to-play player, that's somebody that I am looking forward to. But as a free-to-play player, you know, you want to be careful with all these really hype banners, making sure that you still have some sort of game plan to have the gem saved up for when Lost Vein Meliodas does actually come out. So I'm sure we'll know some more info. We're in the middle of the Attack on Titan collaboration. Kind of an awkward period where some events are ending soon, but some are still got another week to go. So we should have a little bit more info about what's going to be coming out this week very, very soon. What banner that's going to be. And, you know, we'll know whether it's going to be something really hype, which I don't think because we still have Attack on Titan, or whether it's going to be one of those units that a lot of people probably think that we should have gotten by now. But I think things are going to be happening at a pretty fast pace, and now is definitely the time to start consider saving up those gems. So with that being said, that's going to be it for the video. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and if you did and you want more videos like this in the future, consider subscribing to the channel. Feel free to leave a quick like as well. It means more than you can imagine, so thank you to all of you who decide to do that. I really do appreciate it. Over 7,000 subscribers on the channel, which is absolutely awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. And more videos should be popping up on the screen right about now, or in the suggested videos to your right or below. More guides, videos, tutorials, videos just like this on the channel. Feel free to check them out. But if not, until next time, take care, everyone. This is Salt of the Salty Guild, signing out.